Hi, I'm Tess Schultz with Tulip Square, and today I'm going to show you how to make this quilt block. I'm calling it the Impossible Twist block because it's got that Escher-esque kind of impossible geometry to it. So let's go over to the sewing machine and I will show you how easy and fun this one is to make. To begin, you're going to take your darkest color and your white, and you're going to sew a nice diagonal line right here. So in two opposite corners. And you can either draw a line there with a ruler and follow that line, or you can do like I'm doing and just follow a line on your sewing machine that lines up with your needle. And this is just a simple striping tape. We have a link to that in the description, and also a link to a special 1/4" tape that you can buy that's made just for that as well. See, if I line up the needle with the one end and the point of the fabric with the line on my machine, then you'll get a perfectly straight diagonal line. Nice and straight. I'm just going to do the same thing with the opposite corner and this diagonal line. I'm just going to press that towards the dark color, and then I'll set that piece aside for a moment. Now you're going to take your medium color and your darkest color. You're going to line up the square with the rectangle. Sew another diagonal line right along here to the top right. And you're going to make 2 of those for each block. Now, if you wanted to save fabric, you could certainly make this section as a half square triangle and then have this as a separate piece of fabric. Or you could do what I'm about to show you and sew another line 1/2 inch away. So this is the line that's called for. Now I've sewn a second line 1/2 inch away. And I'm just going to cut between those 2 lines. And this is the piece we require for the pattern. And then you have an extra bonus half square triangle that you can use for a matching project or save it for a scrappy quilt or whatever you want. I do this all the time, anytime you make flying geese or anything like that. Just going to take those and press them toward the corner. Now we have the first piece we made, and we have these 2 pieces. You're going to put one here and one there, lining up the darkest color into a diagonal line. You're going to line up a nice 1/4 inch seam here. I'm going to line that up and sew a nice 1/4 inch seam there. I'm just going to press that toward the outside, and then I will set this piece aside for a minute. Now we're going to work on our outside strips. So you have your light color, your white, and your medium color. I'm going to take the medium color at one end and the white square at the other end. And you're going to sew them from here to there on both sides. So if you're putting it straight up, it's from the lower left to upper right. And if you spin it around, it's also from the lower left to the upper right. You want them both going in the same direction. And you want to make 2 of these strips exactly the same. And it's worth mentioning again, when you're doing a diagonal like this, you have the choice. Don't start at this corner where your machine's going to chew up that corner. You want to start at this corner where you have some fabric to work with. And that way you're less likely to have an issue. Now we're just going to cut off all of these corners and press them out. And again, to save fabric, these could either be half square triangles in a separate piece, or you could sew and then cut and save these corners. But I really like the clean look of this being all one piece of fabric here. Now we have the middle piece that we made, and we're going to add this to one side and the other side, matching up the medium color here. Sew a nice seam right there, and flip this one and sew a nice seam right there. And there's your finished block. I love it when my seams line up as nicely as they did on this one, because believe me, they don't always, but it turned out quite nice today. Not so impossible, is it? And there you have it. Now you have your impossible twist quilt block all finished. That was easy, wasn't it? I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell if you want to be notified every time we put up a new video. All of the measurements you need to create this quilt block are in a free PDF cutting guide that you can download. There's a link in the description below. So don't forget to check that out. Check out our website at tulipsquare.com, and we will see you next week with a brand new video. And until then, happy sewing!